So I'm the Messiah, but you know who the real Messiah is, Tim? Who's the real Messiah?
Jordan Peterson.
Yes, who we saw last Thursday in Riverside, California, which is an odd place to see Jordan Peterson.
Yeah, it took me 2.5 hours to go 67 miles.
Yeah, it was nuts. It took me, I think I was close to that too. But worth it. And so we learned a lot. So I want to start off the show pretending like Jordan Peterson is calling in and he's saying, Chris, the business messiah, how do I double my sales at my live show? Because I'm going to help you, Jordan. I'm going to help you double your sales. I know there's a podcast that I did, how to double your sales at Equinox, that went all the way to the top to the president of Equinox, and they all listened to it, the executives, and thought it was pretty good. I'm going to do that for Jordan Peterson. I'm going to help him double his sales. But first, what was your biggest takeaway from his live event? So he's going around doing 12 rules for life live. Every show is completely different. He's kind of just up there swinging, ad-libbing. Right?
Yeah, he seems to sort of take, I mean, from what I could tell, because I only saw the one show, but he seems to take a couple of the rules from the book, and then he kind of explains them.
Goes deep.
Yeah, he goes deeper in different ways. And, I mean, obviously, everything he was talking about with the rules was amazing, but the one thing that I thought was, like, phenomenal was when he started talking about this new platform that he's working on because he took everything off Patreon. So, like, he and Dave Rubin are working on that, and how they want it to be something that everybody can, you know, despite what your views are, can come on, and you're not going to get banned or censored or any of that stuff, which I think is interesting because we live in a weird time of that now. So,
yeah, so it is weird because businesses, kind of like the video I did on Gillette, but businesses are having a social consciousness, and like MasterCard's telling Patreon that they can't have certain people on the platform, which is kind of nuts. I think I even to the point of, who's the guy that they took off of Apple and YouTube, the right wing guy, the conspiracy guy?
InfoWars guy, Alex Jones.
Alex Jones.
Yeah.
I think he's nuts, and like, you're a buffoon if you believe it, but I don't agree with taking him off. I think that if you're not smart enough to understand that guy's nuts, then you should follow the guy and buy his stuff and support him. There's like, seriously,
100%. And it's a weird thing because all these businesses that are deciding to jump into that, like, they're kind of hurting themselves. They're hurting business. There's always going to be pushback, and it may not last, but I don't know. I thought that was interesting, and I thought it was also interesting that he said, I will close with this 5 times. And then he just kept going, which was great.
Oh yeah, he did another thing where he opened a loop at the beginning, and he said, I'm gonna build these little armies for you that you can let go. I'm gonna do like 7 or 8 of them, and he did 4 of them. So there's a big open loop, because now in your subconscious, it's going around, and he never closed those loops.
And the shallow part of me was interested in how he told us how to get rats addicted to cocaine.
Yeah, which was his point about that was that if you're not busy and you don't have a purpose, then you're susceptible to addiction and other things. And so rats are like humans, and he was saying that, like, you can tickle them and they laugh and they have a sense of humor, and little baby rats play, and they have a hierarchy of power, and they have a role in their little village and all that. But if you isolate them, they'll get addicted to blow.
Right.
And then, so you can put them in a little maze, and you can put cocaine at the end, and they'll woggle through that maze really fast. And then if you want them to go faster, what you do is whiff them with the scent of cat, because they're pre-wired. Right. Just like you're pre-wired to look at breasts, mice are pre-wired to run from cats.
Yeah, the odor of a cat, they just bolt.
Yeah. And so you can get them to run pretty fast towards their addiction of cocaine by doing that. But if they're in their family and you give them cocaine, they don't care. They're indifferent because they have a purpose.
They'll like leave it alone. And it's probably too deep to get into, but when he started talking about consciousness and what consciousness is, and how it's basically your manipulation of the potential around you, and I mean, it was all fascinating.
We have to get him on Business Outlaws.
Yes.
He is above the veil. He's definitely above the veil. Okay, so let's help Jordan Peterson double his sales at the live event. I know that with Patreon going away, he needs some revenue. He needs some money. I'd be happy to donate to him. We got to kind of go into the experience a little bit, in the fact that what happened is my employees for my birthday bought me the VIP Meet Jordan Peterson package. So they were like, for your birthday, we want to give you the package to meet Jordan Peterson. And so here comes the first problem is half of the audience bought that package.
Yes.
And so you buy this package, you think you're going to meet Jordan Peterson. And then the truth of the matter is, and he is the sweetest guy. And in no way am I trying to diminish what he did or how sweet and nice he was, because he was very sweet and very nice. And he really does care. And he really is doing something amazing. So this is not any dig on anything or in any way me not appreciating what Jordan is doing. But half the audience had the pass, and it was kind of like, they tell you not to really talk to him because there's, the pictures are going to take 45 minutes. And so you're in this long line. You go up there, he asks you your name, he puts his arm around you, you take the picture and you go. But you have no time to talk to him or anything. But that isn't really clear at the beginning. You think you get to meet Jordan Peterson in a VIP like setting. And so the first way that I would double the sales is, one, either I would charge more for that and sell less of them. But I do have a feeling that Jordan likes to touch and meet a lot of people because he really sincerely does care. Maybe you just add an additional package where for $10,000, 5 people can have dinner with him or sit with him. And I don't know if he's the kind of speaker that doesn't want to be bugged before a show, and maybe it's after. But whatever it is, I would have gladly paid $10,000 to have dinner with Jordan Peterson and to sit with him for a couple hours and talk about, different things that I have questions about. So the first one would be adding a real VIP package. The second one would be the merchandise. The merchandise was terrible. And so all that there was for merchandise was a little poster that said the 12 rules for life drawn out, and then a t-shirt that said, you think it said classical liberal?
Yeah. It said classical liberal.
What does that even mean?
I'm not sure.
But that was it. And so I would have bought a Jordan Peterson 12 rules for life hat. I would have bought a t-shirt. And so he should just do a good old fashioned Metallica style t-shirt that's the dates right on the back.
And the whole tour.
Here. I'd wear that thing every day. I wouldn't wash it. I wouldn't take it off.
Well, I hope you would wash it, but.
And Jordan, I'm available to design it for you if you need that, but I don't think you do. But I would have had 3 different kinds of t-shirts. I would have had a female version of the t-shirt, something a little more attractive to the female audience. Although Jordan is kind of like a Metallica concert. There were not a lot of females there.
No, it was mostly dudes.
We brought the prettiest females with us.
Yes, we brought 4 with us. And I might have seen 4 others total.
It's a Metallica concert. It's dudes mostly, but that's okay. I don't know what that says, but beanies, ball caps, and Jordan, I'm telling you, I was in a band when I was younger, and we used to make, $10,000 a night selling merchandise and get nothing at the door or at the gate, really. So I really think that you could be. If I was in charge of this, Jordan, I think I could probably make another $100,000 a night, I'm guessing. Easy. I don't know what you're pulling in, but nobody was buying the t-shirt that I saw. Maybe you sold a few. I saw a lot of the posters, which was a good thing. But
yeah, I think the t-shirt was just the wrong t-shirt for the crowd. Maybe I don't understand it. Maybe it's some inside
we're
thing.
There to see Jordan, and I would love to have a t-shirt that said, I went and saw Jordan live. I would wear that.
No, I mean the t-shirt they were selling. It was just the wrong one.
Didn't make sense. He should have 4 or 5 t-shirts about rules for life and maybe maps of meaning. Could have a maps of meaning t-shirt. Personally, Maps of Meaning is my favorite book. So t-shirts, beanies, hats, all that. And that's easy to, I know you're flying in and all that, but that's pretty easy to accomplish. Even mailing it ahead of time to the venue is pretty easy. You learn pretty quickly how much you're going to sell every night. And if you sell out, that's okay. But so the first one would be having an actual VIP where it's $7,500, $10,000 to actually hang out with Jordan for a couple hours, one-on-one, or I would say no more than 5 people. Then having t-shirts. And then the next one is a continuity. So Jordan, you need to get into the continuity a little bit. And I've wished you did this for a long time, so I'm asking for this as a fan, but I know it'd be huge revenue for you, is you need some sort of membership element and put up all of the live recording. So you're going around, you're doing a different night, and it's kind of like the Grateful Dead, where people would collect and trade the recordings of the live shows. Every night is so special and so unique, and you go different ways and you turn different ways. I literally, because I listen to just about everything you do, I literally would listen to every live show that you did. And I would pay $49.95. I would pay $79.95 to be in a membership site where you put up your live recordings. And I could only listen to them inside of that. It's an easy thing to do. Once again, we do that. I could put up a membership site for you in a matter of weeks that you could upload all of the live recordings, and people would pay a monthly membership. You could put up special content there too, but that could quickly be $100,000+ a month to you. I think we're doing a couple $100,000 a month in continuity ourselves, and I think you'd be doing way more than me in no time with some sort of membership site, because I would love to go back and listen to that show, and I would pay to do that. And you'd only have to mention it once from the stage, and it would blow Patreon and everything else you were doing out of the water.
And he said he's done what, like 150 of these total?
It would be the best, because
can you imagine?
Different, like,
yeah, you could pay to watch all of those. That would be incredible.
Listen, and just listen. I don't think he has to put up video, because I think part of the constraints here is you're not going to take a video crew every time. But if he just recorded the audio out of the board and put those up the next day, I think he would have thousands of people in there paying, $59, $49. I'd pay $100 a month personally, but I'm different. I'm probably a super fan. Okay, so there's that. The other one is he didn't sell books. Like, I saw a lot of people there with books that they wanted signed, and then when you get in line for the VIP thing, they said he wouldn't sign books. He should sell signed books there at the merch counter.
100%. I would have bought one.
Yeah, and sell Maps of Meaning and sell 12 Rules for Life signed. And hey, only ship 25 of each or 50 of each. You'll sell them, and that'll be it, and you don't have to take them. So, I'd rather have you sell out than have to pack the stuff. But you literally, I've done this before logistically, is you just ship the stuff to the venue, and you less than what you know you're going to sell, so you sell out and you don't have to take it with you every time. So with t-shirts, books, but there should have been books for sale there. And then other people's books too. Like, one thing that Jordan has is he has a lot of influence, and he talks about other books. He could sell other people's books. Who is the guy that opened up for him?
Dave Rubin.
Could have sold. Does he have a book? I think they mentioned he had a book.
I think he has a book.
But just anybody that's inside of Jordan's circle, he could also sell those books there. Just because, like, a lot of times he references books that I'm interested in, and and I'll buy them, but he could sell other people's books also there. So I think, it's another $100,000, but the real money, Jordan, is in the continuity. There should be some sort of membership site. I don't know, the Patreon thing isn't as exciting to me as being able to listen to all your live shows. Would be unbelievable. And like, I think a lot of us are like that, where, Pearl Jam or the Grateful Dead, where you exchange live recordings. It would be unbelievable. Now, if you're doing any of this and I'm just wrong, or Riverside was a fluke, I apologize. And I mean none of this in any way other than me wanting to help and support you. And I have nothing but great things to say. And I mean, who wouldn't? I can't imagine anybody not thinking that he is the sweetest guy, because he really cares. He's really trying to do the right thing.
Did you think that when he first walked out, he almost seemed a little nervous?
I think that
maybe overwhelmed.
Appreciation for the audience. Like, when you see him on Joe Rogan and he's talking about how 100 people will walk up to him in a day and tell him how he changed their lives, how overwhelming that is. Like, man, I just think about if I could have 20 people walk up to me a day and say that, my life would be complete. And so I just think he's at this point of success, and people appreciate him so much that I think in a weird way he wants to reciprocate. But I know from being in the spotlight a little bit, it's really hard to reciprocate, because people have you on this pedestal and they don't really talk to you like a human. So it's really odd. Is there a problem with MacGyver's live Instagram feed?
I think the rubber band is slipping or something. No, It's not the rubber band.
Can they not hear the callers?
We haven't had a caller yet.
Okay, good. That was a test.
Paying attention.
All right. And yeah, so does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I think he could make a lot more money doing that stuff.
No, I'm talking about you said when he walked out. And
Oh,
he
yeah,
looked a
no.
little overwhelmed.
That
I think he's overwhelmed with the amount of love, and there's this weird thing that's happening between him and the crowd that I think is harder for him than it is for us, because we're putting him on a pedestal, and he sees himself just as a guy. Like, I always feel that when I'm in the room with a fan and they're like shaking or sweating, like, oh, I'm so nervous to finally meet you, or Instagram's gonna die, low battery. I'm so nervous to finally meet you, and I'm like, I'm just a dude like you, like, you know. I think there's a little bit of that too.
Well, and I'm sure a lot of it too is that the people who do share their stories, those stories are deep. Like, they go deep with stuff because he's talked about it when he's done other interviews and stuff like that, and it's not just overwhelming all the love that he gets, but it's like it's got to be kind of exhausting hearing a lot of the stuff.
Yeah.
But anyways, I decided that I would start practicing not saying things that would make me weak. And what happened was that I had to stop saying almost everything that I was saying.
My favorite Jordan Peterson quote right there.
It's amazing.
Stop saying things that make you weak.